All right, turn up the volume.
Erosion.
Kids, cut out the surfing. You can get all these great programs Thursdays from 9 on bbc2.
How'd you do it, Homer?
I discovered a meal between breakfast and brunch.
Oh, my God! Mr. Potato Man!
Don't!
They call me Mr. Loverman. They call me Mr. Lover.
For comedy that's better than pizza, Thursdays from 9 on bbc2.
This man doesn't know who he is.
Bandit Patel, come out here at once.
Oh, all right, Mum.
But he's about to find out.
You mean I'm not really Asian?
I'm sorry.
And life will never be the same as...
I love you so much.
Ow!
Eric Idle, Rick Moranis, John Cleese and Catherine Zeta-Jones starring Splitting Hairs, Friday at 9 on BBC2.
They're hoping to become rich by 2000, but how are they going to do it? The Millennium Millionaires Investment Club gets some tips from Alvin Hall in 15 minutes. This is BBC2 with quite simply the car.
The world's best ever selling car is something that's likely to pass you by unnoticed, as it is, of course, the Toyota Corolla. The car it knocked off the top spot was the Volkswagen Beetle, but then there have been 8 different Corollas while there's only ever been one Bug. The Beetle was a product of pre-war German engineering, but through the years and 21 million Beetles, it has transcended logic to become a motoring icon with a tremendously loyal following, as Andy Willman found out at the Beetle Bash in Warwickshire back in 1996.
Come together right now.
They've got so much character, and even when things go wrong, it doesn't matter because they're lovely.
Datsun Cherries just haven't got that sort of chic, have they?
You can do so much to them. You know, it's so cheap to do them up.
They're a cult vehicle, they always have been. So you get sort of an identity by having one, and everyone joins a group of enthusiastic owners and travels up together for a wild weekend here. The more crazy ones come to Beetle Bash.
Crazy enough to fire up the forklifts, take a pile of old V-dubs and knock them together into the monument that is Dubhenge.
There's lots of VW events, but this is the biggest one.
It was something that would be of interest to everybody, you know, because these Beetles, all of them were donated by Beetle enthusiasts, and so it's reclaimed materials, and it's something, you know, rather than scrapping them, it was something nice to do and have an art installation at the convention.
There are some Beetles, however, which most definitely won't be sacrificed to the automotive druids, because, like any car meet, the Beetle Bash attracts the show and shine brigade.
Spend night after night polishing the most ridiculous small part that no one's ever going to see, but you do it because you know that it's there. So yeah, it does get very obsessive.
What are you most proud of about yours? What are the main features that have helped it to clean up in the trophies?
The first one is its subtlety. Everything's very, very smooth, clean, everything's hidden that you can possibly hide. Door handles, all the wires from the engine bay, that kind of thing. But its main feature is the interior. It's an American hot rod style tweed sculptured interior, and it's very concept kind of styling, and it's never been done over here.
This car, however, remains king of the concourse and winner of the title Most Beautiful VW in Europe. Hardly surprising when you chat to the owner.
For a start, the weekend previous to a show I won't use it. So I then get it in on the Saturday morning and we start stripping it down, and then it takes a week of evenings and a Saturday and Sunday. I actually have to then clean maybe the sump up, the deep sump, the gearbox has to, all the ribs has to be cleaned, and you end up cleaning some of it with a toothbrush. The easiest part is actually the body. That takes me half hour to polish, because there is no apertures or no protrusions on it, so it's very smooth. That takes no time at all, but it's all the underside that takes time.
Oh no, not for me. But I'm not alone there, because the nice thing about the Beetle Bash is that you don't have to be a car nut. You can leave your Haynes manual at the door and just come for a laugh. Blow your hydraulics, and if you want, fall flat on your face. Yeah, go on, go on.
You're the fire starter, twisted fire starter. I'm a fire starter, twisted fire starter.
I say, ding dong. You know, if I was at an MG meet, by now I would have been cornered by some beardy old bloke waving his conrod in my face. Oh. But although this looks like Glastonbury has invaded Goodwood, there is some seriously quick metal out there. I suppose we'd better have a look at it, if we must.
A race car, this sounds really feeble. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's about 180, 185 brake horsepower, 2.2 litre. Your stock Beetle is 1200 cc's and 34 brake horsepower.
Yeah, well those are the nice ones.
You've got to take your hat off to these guys. Thousands of Beetles have turned up. Everyone's sorted for ease and turtle wax, and they're celebrating solstice just how they like it. But you know, I can't help feeling a bit sorry for them, because the real Stonehenge is full of magic and wizardry, whereas this, whichever way you cut it, it's still just a bunch of dead German cars. Yeah, well, there you go.
Of course, you can't live in the past forever. And while you can still buy a new version of the old bug, Volkswagen launched the all-new Beetle at the 1998 Detroit Motor Show. But could such a thing find a soft spot in Jeremy's heart?
Sleeping in my car, I will undress you. Sleeping in my car, I will caress you. Staying in the backseat of my car, making up.
You know, I derive as much pleasure from looking at that car as I do from sitting in it. Tall people of the world rejoice, because if I push this seat all the way back, I can't reach the pedals. And would you just look at the headroom? I could wear a bearskin in here. And then there's the details, these splashes of aluminium and the huge circular speedometer. It's even got a vase. A vase, for heaven's sake.
In recent years, lots of car manufacturers, most notably Ford and Alfa Romeo, have tried to inject a little bit of style into their new models, but VW has gone bonkers. This is retro for sure, but it's also futuristic and it's so lovable. You don't know whether to drive it or hug it. You need a heart of steel, though, not to like it.
I have to say, though, that for me it wasn't love at first sight. I mean, we must never forget who it was that created the Beetle in the first place.
Zweitens, Sie wollten, Herr, kompromisslos die einzige Macht und alleinige Macht in Deutschland.
He wanted to call it the strength through joy, but it became known simply as the Beetle, and the world went mad for it. 21 million have been sold, making it by far and away the best-selling car of all time. It's reckoned that 1 billion people have at one time been in a Beetle. It was, you see, quite literally, a Volkswagen, a people's car, a cheap car. This new one, however, is not a cheap car at all. When it comes to Britain, 12 months from now, prices will start at £14,000. It is therefore an expensive car. whichever way you look at it. And you know something else? I was never into all this Beatlemania stuff. Oh dear, she's been chucked. And you want to know why? It's because she's got a crappy car.
I can see clearly now, the rain has gone.
It only has a 6-volt battery, and the engine's in the wrong place, and it's a rust bucket, and it keeps breaking down. Lose the car, love. You'll get him back. This lot ran around in Beetles because they were nasty cars. They'd like to have driven round in a tree, but they couldn't. So as a sort of anti-car statement, they bought a Bug, a car they knew wouldn't handle properly. Certainly I can't see too many people buying one of the new Beetles, even if they do have fond memories of the old one. That's like buying a black and white telly, because it's what you used to watch.